Yeah, we all felt that, didn't we? If you're watching that game, I was just saying earlier on, I think everybody feels like they're Nigerian today because what a game, what a result, and what it means to the FIFA Women's World Cup against the co-hosts. So when you get to an opportunity where you get to win by 3-2 against Australia, it's a packed stadium and everything is against you. The game is like done. 90 minutes is done. It's not like 5 minutes. It's not like 10 minutes that they've added. It's going for like almost 12 minutes. And you're thinking, okay, is the game supposed to be ending 3-0 or are we not happy with the fact that it's 3-1? So it ended 3-2. And Nigeria, remember, they came from behind to beat Australia by that margin and leaving the co-hosts facing a battle now to qualify for the last 16 of the FIFA Women's World Cup. And if you watched from the beginning, I mean, Australia scored first. Emily van Egmond converted. It was Caitlin Ford's pass, put in the back of the net. But then Nigeria equalized soon afterwards. Uchenna Kanu's very calm finish before Osinachi, Ohala's header, made it 2-1. Then the great Asisat Oshuala scored after a bit of a mix-up between Australia's Alana Kennedy as well as Mackenzie Arnold. And Nigeria held on despite Kennedy scoring later on in that game. So yeah, congratulations to Nigeria. A great result. And when you look at that log table, sure. And if you thought that there were big surprises, a highly entertaining game earlier on at about, 3 o'clock this morning. USA playing against the Netherlands. It was 1-0. And then Portugal took on Vietnam. It kind of went the way we all expected it. With Portugal winning, it was convincing. It was 2-0. It didn't concede. And then Australia, Nigeria, 3-2. And we're yet to see. So it moves match day 3 into something completely different because now Nigeria topped that table, Group B, with 4 points, tied with Canada. Australia trail by a point with just 3 points. And Ireland, well, I'm sure they'll be packing their bags pretty soon. They'll play match day last and then head back home. And we thank them for their participation. Talking about participation, you're going to love our next guest. He's already here in studio. And I always warn, I say, send your WhatsApp voice notes nice and early because you'll be disappointed. Any questions or comments or congratulatory messages, 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. Because when I say Cassius is here, you'll ask yourself, Cassius Clay? Yeah, Muhammad Ali? Is he here? Reincarnated? No. He's one of the youngest talents that we've seen here in South Africa. I wish I had a USA passport, because I'll be his bodyguard and I'll go with him overseas. Cassius Mailula is here, ladies and gentlemen. When you talk about star-studded, I tell you what, there are very few dressing rooms that are as star-studded as that of Mamelodi Sundowns in Africa's soccer community. So put that in your mind, in the back of your mind. It takes a very, very special player to stamp his authority and command a very regular place in that side. And the fact that this 22-year-old forward did it in his debut season. I mean, he was promoted from the Sundowns reserve side. And that alone is an incredible feat. The fact that he scored 15 goals in 31 matches in all competition during the last season also raises the bar for him. And to complement that highly impressive return in front of goal, he also provided 4 assists. And as you all know in football, these days assists are gold and people mark them as such. And this is clearly a talented and a very special player. And the fact that he also bagged the Premier Soccer League Young Player of the Season accolade at the Season End Awards was also a no-brainer. And that debut season actually was enough to catch the eye of the Americans. Cassius, I don't know how ready he is, how packed he is, when he leaves, I have no idea. But all I know, he's going to be leaving us. Sad but happy. Those are the emotions. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Robert and the listeners. I'm very happy to be here.
Are you happy to be here for now? Or are you happy to be leaving us?
I'm happy to be leaving you guys.
I would ask you to make a good friend with that microphone.
Yeah,
Chat directly into
happy.
it. Yeah.
I'm happy to be leaving you guys.
Just like that.
I'm kidding, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very excited and yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah.
You're not telling me something. You can't be leaving for America at a tender age of 22. Go to this foreign country. Possibly be lining up in the tunnel with the Lionel Messi, whose team is just one below you, which will make you happy. I don't know. Has all of this sunk in?
Not yet, actually, because I still feel like I just want to feel that I'm actually there by the time that I step onto the plane,
Yeah.
and even land and start to train with the team, So I think that's where it will actually sunk in yet, For now,
Deep.
yeah. For now, I'm just excited and I just can't wait to get started, I think this will be a great journey for me. Yeah.
When do you leave?
Very soon. Very soon I'll be leaving. I will announce when I'm leaving,
It's starting to sound like what is that gospel song? Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. So when are you going to see that other King, which is, King of football?
Yeah.
Make yourself the King because he's ending his reign. You starting your journey.
Yeah, hopefully in September,
Yeah.
I hope so because I saw the fixtures, I think we're gonna play against Inter Miami in September. So I hope I'll actually be ready by that time to share the same pitch with the best in the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've watched his game so far.
Of course, who doesn't watch his games?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's having fun. He's assisting. He's scoring. He's sliding. He's doing all they can do.
He's enjoying football. I think that's one thing that I've actually learned from him. You
Yeah.
know, he enjoys playing football, and you can see the excitement, the joy that it brings to him. Even when after scoring, he celebrates with his family, and that's actually amazing. It shows that he doesn't care about where he's from. He just wants to see himself happy and his family happy.
But isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you're going to take a dance to the United States of America? You know?
I should actually. I think
Don't stop that.
I should, because that's one thing that actually kept me going, That's one thing that has actually brought happiness into my life, into my family. So I don't think that I should change anything, I should just be the same Cassius that I am.
Please be.
Yeah.
Please be. I mean, you see it with Percy Tau, and you see how the Egyptians also try and mock that dance because it's something fascinating. So always say, take your original self, travel with it wherever you're going to be in the world, because that'll be your hallmark. That's what we're going to remember you as.
Yeah, true. That's true, actually. I think, you can see even Percy Tau when he scores, everyone wants to do the same celebration as his. I think it's one of the things that I think as Africans we should actually keep with us wherever we go, to be ourselves.
I know when you came here with the champions, we didn't have much time to chat as individuals because there was a group of you that was here, and understandably so. But when you look back, and we can chat and say, 15 goals, 31 appearances, all the assists. But what did that season mean for you?
It meant a lot to me, actually. It meant a lot to me because so many things changed, I think more opportunities came for me, I think it was actually an amazing season because I also didn't expect things to be like this, because I'm from the academy, and not every player from the academy just comes into the senior team and just fit into the team, and do well, So it was actually difficult in my first round of the league because I was not really playing yet, I was still trying to find myself and still trying to understand how the team plays, because it's different compared to the academy, even the intensity of the game, it's changing. So I also had to adapt to everything. But for me, I think it was actually an amazing season because I got to learn, I got to experience certain things, and I'm just happy that I got to play for Sundowns and I got to play with such an amazing team,
an amazing team, but also there's one word we haven't spoken about, which is the P word, patience. It wasn't overnight. And I remember you were paying tribute to Godfrey Sapula, so M Tigers. He was like, listen, you can take it easy. Come back, spend 2 more seasons here. How important was that decision for you that you listened to the legend?
It played a huge role, I think it helped me a lot, It helped me a lot because I think I was getting a lot of injuries, also frustrations by not even being called up to the national team and not being called up to the senior team, So I think going back there to Coach Sapula, it actually helped me because he's the one that welcomed me into the academy, under 15, under 17, He's the person that actually, he opened doors for me because he's the one that scouted me also, and he saw something in me. And the moment that he saw that I'm actually losing it, he talked to me, he called me and talked to me and made me understand that it's not easy there at the top because you have to go through so many things, So for me to go back to M Tigers, to find myself, to bring back my confidence, I think it was very important, and it was actually a good decision that I took, because after that I was able to actually enjoy football again, to be confident, to even do better than what I was doing, and by God's grace, I think from that day, from that time that I went to M Tigers, it's when things actually started to open up, you know. Even when I got to the first team, it was not really that difficult, but I actually understood how things were, because of the league that I was playing there at M Tigers. It's competitive, so many things are happening, So I think it helped me a lot because even when I go to the PSL and even CAF, I was able to understand certain things.
Wow. And when you say you're starting to find yourself, I know I've got a minute before I have to take a break, but am I correct in saying that there was a stage where you actually wanted to give up?
Yeah, there was, because I even wanted to just go to school, There was a time
and give up on football.
Yeah, not really on football, but at Sundowns.
Yeah. Give up on the dream of playing at
for Sundowns. Yeah, not football, because I love the game. I love the game. So I just wanted to go to school because I could see that I was not actually doing well now here. So I wanted to actually be in another environment, where I actually found myself. But it actually happened, but not to go like permanently at the club, But I think it helped me a lot to go to TUT also, to go there and find myself, to enjoy football again and then come back fresh.
Going to come back fresh after the break, I can tell you that much. It's our exclusive farewell to this young man who's heading off to the United States of America. When we come back, we'll include your WhatsApp voice notes, we'll include your questions, we'll include your phone calls. You know what? We'll even include the lady behind the move to the United States of America. Hey, we'll include her because she is the representative. Maybe that's a nice word. Sometimes people say agent. I don't know. I'll call her the representative of Cassius, who's here in studio.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to Cassius, not deposit, Mailula, ukhuluma nesibongelana komkhwane. Mr. Marawa, I just got a few questions for the youngster. We have seen him at the start of the season. He started the season like a house on fire, but when the season went on, we see the goals were dry for him, and then we see a lot of him coming from the bench until the end of the season. And what sort of aspect in his game does he think he needs to improve? And then lastly, Mr. Marawa, does he see that this is the right time to go abroad, or does he see that he needs maybe one more season in order to get some more experience in the DSTV Premiership before he went overseas? Thank you, Mr. Marawa. I wish him all the best in future.
Yeah, we all wish him the best. That is why he's here in his official send-off, eh? He says he's going someday, somewhere, somehow. He doesn't want to tell us when, but it's going to happen soon. He's got no choice. Sibongeleni, thank you so much for those questions. Cassius Mailula is here. In a second, we're going to be chatting to his representative just to talk about how all of this historical moment for SA football came about and how it was clinched. He's saying that you started off like a house on fire, then the goals dried up, and then you were coming off the bench. I don't know. Do you see it that way?
No, I don't see it that way actually. But everyone has their own opinion, and they are free to say whatever they wanna say. So for me, I think it's all about how I take it, as a person, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be me in the field of play, who has to prove myself, So yeah, for me, I think by his question, I just think like I need to improve on my, decision making, being composed more in the box, playing more with the team, I think that's one thing that has let me down in this season, being able to combine with the midfield. But I think there were games where like I felt like I was actually doing it, by what coach was actually telling me to do. There were games that I felt like I'm actually helping the team to play better, but I think it's one aspect where I think I should actually work on, but it's not really a challenge as long as I'm actually scoring, which is good, because at the end of the day, the team comes first before me,
He asked about whether you think it's the right time to make a move of this nature. How do you respond to that?
For me, I think when an opportunity comes to you, and when God opens doors for you, you just have to pray about it. You just have to actually believe that, this is the right time and the right decision to take for your career, because I feel like, certain such opportunities don't actually come a lot to a lot of us here in South Africa. So there was not really a pressure for me to take this decision, but it's because I want to see myself one day when I look back that I know that I actually played, in MLS, I know that I've actually played in Europe for such certain teams, which is, I think it's going to bring me closer to Europe, I think it will open doors for me. It will actually help me to even, when I get called up for the national team, to even help the team better, because I know that the challenge is not going to be the same, of course, but I'll actually be able to understand the game better, I'll actually know that I can't just go from where I will be playing and come back to the national team and not do well. I have to work hard and I actually have to help the national team, So this will be good for me and it will actually help me to even be closer to Europe.
You are 22, right?
Yeah.
If I ask you a question, simple question, you'll tell me if you don't know.
Yeah.
At age 22, Lionel Messi had achieved what?
He already won his first Ballon d'Or.
You're absolutely correct. That's why I'm trying to figure your mind to see where you are. And not too many people know that. So for you to know that at age 22, Messi had won a Ballon d'Or says a lot about maybe your ambitions, says a lot about where your desire is right now. Because it's like there's a FIFA World Player of the Year that he also won at the same time he won the Ballon d'Or. And when you have that ambition, that burning desire, the thirst and the search for knowledge like you have right now. And trust me, we didn't speak about this. So people might think I could have used it as a competition to say your ticket to the USA lies in you answering this question. But you answered it just like that. And it's a brilliant answer. And I praise you for that, because I have no doubt that your journey to the US is going to be the success that you want it to be. So let me give you a break. That water is going to get warm. So you need a sip. I need to keep you hydrated. I don't want the coaches to come to us and say, hey, you messed this guy up before he came through. As I said, Karabo Tsabuse is here. There's the Cassius Mailula representative. Am I giving you the right title? Because I don't want to say you're a representative and say, I know, I'm the legal representative.
Yeah.
I'm the agent,
Yeah, I wear many hats. Evening, Rob.
How are you doing, Karabo? You good?
I'm very happy to be here and to see you in pink. You look amazing.
I mean, look at these environments that you're in right now. Hey,
You've done well for yourself.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you to be consistent. And, he was talking about lack of call-ups for Bafana Bafana, when we call up and we reach out to you, you answer, you respond, and it's a positive response. And thank you for granting us this opportunity to not only chat to Cassius, but also to engage with you, because I reckon this is one of the biggest moves in the transfer market here in South Africa to, outside of the borders of South Africa, heading off to OR Tambo International. Simple question. How did it come about?
Look, I've got to be honest, managing someone like Cassius, someone who's not only well educated. I mean, few people know he has a coaching science degree, so he's educating me. He's someone who really, when we spell out what does the future look like to the T, he could give me the detail. And you don't want to dishonor or have a disservice to someone who is so committed and so detail oriented that we knew that we had to make the most of the high tide, right? And yeah, I also disagree with the caller that said, he started off banging. In fact, if you look at the statistics, Cassius started to really come in and dominate the area on a unique opportunity that, at the time Peter was not well and had an injury. And it was after the World Cup, and he came in banging. And he was consistent, and he showed up at CAF. I remember the first CAF game, he won the winning goal. So it was important for us to go and put the scouting network wide. And that's what we did. We packaged him, and we really went knocking on the scout doors far and wide. We knew that Europe is ultimately, the dream for him. And we knew that there were certain pathways to get there. And so, to cut a long story short, we packaged and knocked on the scout doors. Many responded, many engaged Sundowns, and the team that will be announced soon is the one that won.
But would you say, though, there was a level of difficulty, or the talent matched the need and the desire for him to make such a move?
When the stars line up, everything had to come at the unique moment that it came in. I think it's a good news story for Sundowns. It's one of their products, but they're not going to let go of talent easily. They still need him. But it came at the time where the management and the regime was thinking fresher, thinking of, we've got the club's best interests, but what about our players that we're developing? We also have to consider their best interest. And so I think it was just the perfect storm for this deal to go through, and for the particular team that is also aspirant, and also quite open to the next move being an EPL. So it's God's grace. That's all I can say.
And with such deals, though, because there's always a big gap when it comes to what players earn domestically and what they potentially are going to earn on the international front. So when it comes down to a negotiation on what he's worth, a negotiation not only on the transfer fee, but what he should be getting every single month, how difficult or easy, or you become a champ at this thing and you say, he's worth X, so you need to give it to him?
Yeah, it's a little bit more than like finger in the sky and, let's determine. The nice thing is we are a competitive league, and we can pull out great salaries. And thankfully, the package that he was on gave us a good starting base to say, well, this is the value. And, Sundowns are the team that will give you a very good contract. And then we look at the fact that we are exporting him at an age that, they'll still get a prime out of him. The Bafana caps are coming out. So there was a bit of a science to it, but also a bit of a risk. You say what you're worth. If you put 2 peanuts against your name, that's what you'll get. So without disclosing, shame, many uncles will call him after this. There was a science to the numbers.
Oh, there was. No, the uncles can call. He just has to deny that. Yes, I haven't seen you in so many years. What are you trying to call me? Because, that's an interesting one. And take it whichever way you want to take it. It's just also a lesson for us here at home. Is that this week we were fed with what potentially, if he goes to Saudi, a certain player would earn. So I'm not saying that he's Mbappe. But we very, close to the chest type of thing when it comes to salaries and what people should be earning,
Sure.
or what they are going to be earning, because that is public knowledge. I mean, you look, Sky Sports News is on, they're going to tell you that so and so is moving to such a club, transfer, boom, per month, per week, breakdown, da 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 da. Why are we not at that stage?
We're not at that stage because certain interests must be upheld and protected. You know, as much as I said we're a competitive league, the pockets are also different for different clubs, you know, and some clubs will ride on the brand rather than, you know, what they can truly afford. And yeah, I'm going to say it like it is. It is, you know, at the moment a league where there's a lot of protection. So,
But like for him, for example, him going now to this international stage.
Yeah.
Because we're more likely to know about the money side for him if he had to move from the club that he's going to now in America to another club in Europe. Then they'll say, Cassius is going to be moving for 12 point what million US dollars.
Yeah.
Then we will know. But
Yes.
in terms of moving from Sundowns to the US, then we don't know.
yeah.
Is that the standard?
Is the reason why don't we know? It's because our statutes, our codes, the ruling
Yeah.
part, the ruling beings that be want it that way.
Yeah.
You know, there's no disclosure that is required. And if you're asking me, should it be? That's a different consideration. I think it should. There's a lot of exploitation of, you know, young players. If we took Cassius's situation and we took him out of Sundowns, and a player exactly his age
Yeah.
could be earning 4,000 Rand in the DSTV Premier Soccer League, that should be frowned upon, you know.
But it happens, even in the
It
PSL,
happens, and
Yeah.
because it's not recorded, it's not, you know, required to be recorded, it's not published, you know, there's a little fight between our mother body and the professional league. It stays that way. But I think there could be room for transformation.
And transparency.
And transparency.
Yeah.
It always moves us forward, you know, it builds trust.
Yeah.
But I'm not here for politics, Rob.
No, absolutely. It's just us wanting to know. I mean, unless you want to say, okay, Rob, he's moving for so much, and then we move on, we go to...
No. Unfortunately, my sports lawyer cap will go on, and I'll say that's confidential.
Oh, but when do they need him that side?
ASAP. We are just finalizing the visa requirements, and he should be off. So a little bit further, maybe a couple of days, and he's gone.
So by Monday, he'll be gone.
Hopefully by Saturday he'll be gone, but I mean that's all dependent on what
Yeah.
the MLS visa standards require.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know if you need assistance there. Because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're having problems with that,
Are you that guy?
we'll sort it out. I want to see this guy playing. Like, you know, I've downloaded this and that from MLS because I'm preparing myself to watch him play.
That's
I'm not preparing
excellent.
myself, you know, to say, he's still being drafted. No. He's just finished the season. He's ready. He's done his own training. He's been with Sundowns. He's been training hard. Unless I'm lying. I'm not misrepresenting you.
No, that's true.
You're ready to play. If they had said, okay, if you fly Saturday, settle down.
because I've been training,
Yeah.
even if when I stopped training with the club. So I've been training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you could dive straight into the business when you get that side.
why not? Yeah.
I love it. All that.
Good evening, Rob. Wabuntlabatulo from Escort. Cassius Mailula. Wow, what a player. What a gem. You know, Robert, when this boy was introduced last season, banging goals left, right, and center, I thought maybe he was going to get carried away, you know, the fame and all those stuff. But he managed to handle it very well, you know. So I just want to wish him well. Go MLS. I know he's a star. He's going to shine there. He's going to represent, going to make the South African flag fly high. I just want to wish him well.
Yeah, wishing him well. We'll pick up on that voice note and plenty more when you come back.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
Good evening, Rob. Wabuntlabatulo from Escort. Cassius Mailula. Wow, what a player. What a gem. You know, Robert, when this boy was introduced last season, banging goals left, right, and center, I thought maybe he was going to get carried away, you know, the fame and all those stuff. But he managed to handle it very well, So I just want to wish him well. Go MLS. I know he's a star. He's going to shine there. He's going to represent, going to make the South African flag fly high. I just want to wish him well.
Hey Rob, Umkhumbi Khumalolo, that young man there that you're sitting with, let me also extend my greetings to him, Mr. Mailula. That man defied logic. And why am I saying that? He's a young player. It would have been expected for him to win the Young Player of the Year, and that would have been fine. Or the most promising player of the year, and that would have been acceptable. But he went further, and you talk about assist. You talk about, his prolific way of scoring goals that he displayed, playing for a big team like Mamelodi Sundowns. We all know that strikers should be tall, they should be strong, as the English definition of a striker will be. But again, this man defied that logic. He came in nippy, dangerous, prolific, and all I just want to say to him is that go on and enjoy yourself, young man. You've done your best in this league. Unfortunately, the 12 months that you gave us in South Africa. And we're looking forward to supporting you, as we always do. All the best, Cassius. Siyakubongela, baba.
Hi, Rob. I'd like to firstly greet you, greet the special talent, Cassius Mailula, and congratulate him for taking the decision to go abroad, because we see a lot of young talent who end up staying here, no national team, no big team. So he's very talented. I'm so proud of him, and I'm sure that he's going to make us proud abroad. I'm not a Sundowns fan, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, but hey, talent must be praised elsewhere. Thanks, Rob.
Good evening, Rob and Cassius. Cassius, just want to wish you all the best in the MLS. I know you're going to do us proud and carry the South African flag at that side. My question to maybe just a comment on my side, and I don't think in this country we talk enough about the role of TUT in football development in this country. And there's one particular coach there who I don't think we praise him enough, Ubushi Muloi. I think he's done exceptionally well. I think he's one of the few coaches to have won the Varsity Cup more than 3 times. For me, he's the most successful Varsity Cup coach. What will you say about his contribution in the game and the role of TUT in football development in this country? Thank you so much.
Tobela Cassius sa mathomo ke nyaka go leboisha go la ka le ja mahlonolo le o bereke ka matla sa mafelelo ke gopela re hedi bala ka bua mosheja re tla wa moela gape mo Sundowns David ka mo Phakude.
Good evening, Rob, Sis Naledi, and your guest, Cassius. Rob, I think Pirates is very, very happy with this move because, hey, that guy there in your studio, hey, man, he had a thing for Pirates. When he sees Pirates, I don't know what was happening with him. But anyway, I'm very happy for him. And not only him, Rob, also the other players that are going overseas. And this is what we've been calling for, that we want our young players and our future stars to go and play their trade, overseas, so that one, they can grow football-wise, and 2, also financial-wise, so that they can take care of their families better than they would have taken care of them if they were here, in PSL. So I am very happy that these boys are going and are showing that South Africa is talented. These moves, Rob, will open more moves for others. So I'm very, very happy. Congratulations, Cassius, and the others that have already, went overseas. I hope there are more that will go overseas.
Hey, Robert Maluputu Marawa. Hey, what a player, Cassius. You remember the day we lost 3-0 to Orlando Pirates 2008? The time when the coaches introduced him, I cried because I knew that the guy got the goals. And they said, man, this youngster, man, is given something because Charlie was not around. And then we played Carling, and he scored 2 goals against Pirates. It's where I realized that, no, man, he's the top striker. So for me, I'm waiting for the day that Cassius will play English Premier League or Spain, because he's a top quality striker. Got the balance, left, right. He got the eye for goal. He's a top player, and he's dedicated to the game. The way he cried when we lost to Whitehead in the cave, it's where I realized that now the guy is committed to the game, and he is willing. He got that thing of willingness. So Go boy, go boy. You deserve to play there. Go. Actually, you deserve to play in Europe in the big league, one of the best big leagues. So go there to show them that you are good. Then go to EPL or Spain. Love you so much, Cassius.
Yo, the love that's coming through. Actually, I had to just stop right there because I'm going to play these voice notes until tomorrow. That's just how many are sitting here in front of me. I mean, it's incredible. And I was watching your reaction as each and everyone was being played, whether it was Deboko talking about the role of Upushi, whether it was David talking about the damage that you did to Orlando Pirates. I think Mkumbi Kumalo, there was even Chiefs supporters declaring that they're Chiefs supporters, but they just here to wish you well. All of that in whatever minutes it took to play some of those voice notes. What does that mean to you as a footballer about to embark on such a big move?
Yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm actually happy that we are actually supporting young talent,
Yeah.
It actually feels great to even be recognized and to actually be wished well, because I know for sure that I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need their support, and I think I wouldn't be where I'm going if it was not their support,
You're getting emotional. Stop trying to be a strong, tough man, Tarzan here.
Yeah, man,
right?
because it's amazing how I did it, how everything happened, and also with what I've been through and also what the people mentioned about Bushi and all of these things, it's because I know that it was not actually easy, it was actually hard, it was actually tough, like really tough for me, because that was the point where I actually wanted to leave Sundowns, but I actually am grateful that I got to go to UT and to learn certain things and to even bring myself back, And yeah, they played actually a huge role. And even some coaches there at the club, they actually helped me because when I came back, they actually motivated me, They were happy to see me enjoying football, being confident, and that's why I actually started to do well. And from that moment, they told me that to never look back, to never give up, to be positive, because there were a lot of players that were actually being promoted and taken to the first team. And I think I was one person that stayed patient, I tried to never give up, to actually hang in there, even when it was not easy. But also one thing that helped me is by going to school, that actually helped me to be grounded, because I knew that even if things are not going well football-wise, I know that I still have something that I can follow on, something that is going to even help me. But yeah, I'm grateful for all these people that are wishing me well, and I'm happy, and I just want to say I appreciate them, and I thank them actually, and I'll definitely feel their support. Yeah.
You won't let them down, of course. You're not going to let them down.
I'm not gonna let them.
I know there's a different layer of people that have meant a lot to you. We spoke in the earlier part of MSW to coach Rulani Mkwena. He was currently, in the Netherlands right now. And when I asked him about you, he took a deep breath. It was almost like something from the heart. And you've said before that he taught you to be a better human being. You didn't even touch on the football. You've said before that he taught you to be a better human being. And what he said about you in the earlier part of the show, we'll package that for you, give it to you so that you can listen to that on your pods when you're flying out. Because it was also from the heart. Tell me more about Rulani.
Yeah, I remember first time at training when he called us to come join the team, he firstly talked to me about, how disciplined you should be if you want to be in my team, You must be a hard worker also, And he didn't only just focus on what I do in the field of play, He told me that everyone here at the senior team are actually great people, And there was a point where I also saw it personally, and I saw it because there were times where we would find that we don't have money for transport to go back to where we were staying, They would help us, they would give us lift They'll even give us boots, So that thing actually showed me that actually this is what coach wants before I can actually do well in the field of play. He wants me to be actually a great person, And today, I'm so happy that I actually got to learn that because I'll always carry it with me wherever I go. So I think Rulani, if I can just sit down, I'd say a lot of things about him.
So tell me, if you had a minute and 30 seconds and Rulani was standing in front of you to say something you've never told him or said to him before, what would that be?
Sure. I actually feel like I wish I could go to the dictionary to just find that specific word, to...
I'll call Steve Kompela quickly.
To just give him, because he's such an amazing human being, to be honest, before he can be a good coach, he's actually a good human being because he's one person that was talking to me personally and telling me if he sees something wrong with me, he tells me, he tells me that now you are floating. And I'll ask myself, what is this guy telling me now? And he's like, no, you're not here. Your mind is somewhere else. And from that moment, I actually realized that this guy actually understands the importance of my mentally. I have to be, in a good shape. I have to be okay, before I can be able to play in the field of play. And he actually helped talk to me by asking me, how am I feeling? How's my family, And those are one of the things that actually helped me to settle, to understand what coach wants, in the field of play. Because the communication and also was actually good. When he tells me to do something, I know that's one thing that I have to do also. And, he's such a humble person, actually. He doesn't want to take the credit. That's one thing that I always actually saw from him. And for me to be where I am today, he also played a huge role because he was hard on me, And there was games where I actually could have scored like hat-trick, and he was like, if you're really serious and if you really wanted this, you could have actually scored hat-trick, There were games where he would tell me that don't put the team in your pocket, I was like, but the coach,
what does it mean?
What does it mean, And after that, he explained to me and I got to understand that I'm not playing for myself. You might think that you're actually doing well and that's not good enough,
So you're costing the team. Certain mistakes as well.
Even when I'm doing good, but he'd tell me that it's not enough. It's not enough because how many people are now watching you playing, how many your teammates now, you have to know that when you're in the field of play, the team comes first.
Let me ask you a quick, honest question, because of time. Orlando Pirates, was it a personal thing?
No, it's not. If only you knew.
Tell me. I want to know.
I know that my uncle supports Pirates, so it's not. It was nothing personal. But today, he's a Mamelodi Sundowns fan.
Look at you. That's an amazing thing. As I was saying, different layers of people. We talked about Upushi. We've talked about Godfrey Sapola, Rulani Mkwena. Obviously, Karabo steps in on a different role as well, major part. Hey, man. Maybe I should have asked this earlier. Who's Hendrik Mukweb?
Yes.
Oh, my father, actually. The person that actually helped me to be able to understand football first.
Yes.
To understand why you're actually playing football. He's one person that actually took me when I was just playing football for fun, But I knew that one day I want to play somewhere, But by that time, I didn't realize he's the person that is going to actually open doors for me. He took me when I had nothing, I had nothing at all. I had nothing. My family couldn't support me at some point, He took me, he actually helped me to get boots. Imagine someone that just comes and buys you a cell phone so that he can communicate with you to come to the games. He can be able to get hold of you when you have to come to training. I think he's done a lot for me because...
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he is.
Is he listening?
Definitely is.
Hendrik, thank you so much. I want to thank you, Hendrik, because I know the story. I'll come pay you a visit in the US. We'll chat more about these. We'll do a beautiful documentary for you because I don't think people know half the stories about you. But Karabo, final word. I can see you probably don't even want to say a word. You're so into this conversation, you just want to go home now.
I am. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be a small part of it. But yeah, this is something special, and it's only the beginning.
So Saturday, I must try to get both there. Hey, Mama Joy is there.
It's not even
he's not here.
confirmed that is Saturday.
No, don't worry. I'm not confirming anything. To me, Saturday could be Tuesday. Saturday is just the name that we were given. So Saturday could be Wednesday, But we're just saying Saturday. I wish you everything of the best, man. I think in the short period of time that I've gotten to know you, you've got the star quality, you've got the humility, you've got the brains, obviously on the field. That's why you're going to play football in the MLS. All the best, Mdomdal.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Get that visa. Shibobo Messi.
Robert Marawa, live on 947.